Hi, today I want to show you how to use a Google form to create a club application. I used to be the sponsor of the Beta Club at Wilson, and each spring I would pass out tons of paper and then I would get tons of papers back for prospective new members. And I had to deal with all that paper and I never could keep it straight. So Google Forms will help you keep everything in one place. It's very easy to access. So let me show you. You start out in your Google Drive and let's click Create New and go down here to More and click Google Forms. Okay, when our form editing page opens, first thing here at the top, you can click, and this will be automatically selected by default, to require a Board of Education login. In other words, it has to be a teacher or a student with a student email. If you are dealing with people that may not have an lcschools.org email, you want to uncheck this. And then these other options you can play with. You can automatically collect their username. You can show a progress bar at the bottom of the form pages. Allow only one response per person, which is nice. Of course, that's going to require a lcschools.org login, and you can shuffle the question order. Use these as you see fit in any way that works for you. So when we open up on our untitled form, I'm going to right off the bat change the name. Clicking up here in the top left corner, I open my little rename box and I'm going to call it something that makes sense. You name it whatever you like. Notice when I change the name, the title on the actual form changes. And when you create a form, you get one free sample question. It's usually a multiple choice question, but in this case I want my first question to be the student's name. So I'm going to change multiple choice to text. And all I did was click the little downward triangle. It opens up a little pull down menu. So up here I'm going to change this. I'm going to make it a required question so I don't get any nameless people. And there's my first question. Now I'm ready to add another question. Over here, Add Item, I click this little pull down menu. The basic and advanced items are all different kinds of questions. The layout section, as you can see, lets you add headers, page breaks, images, videos. So lots of tweaking that can be done here with your form. I'm going to make this next one another text and call it student email. I'm not going to require that since all students do not have an email. And notice the red asterisk will indicate here and on the live form that these questions are required. Okay, I want to put in a multiple choice question so we can see how those look on the other end when we're looking at the answers. And this has nothing to do with Beta Club, I promise. When I do a multiple choice, of course, I put my question here and then click once in that option 1 box and I can immediately start typing. I hit enter to create another option. You can have as many choices as you wish. So I will make this one required. I'm going to click done. Now notice on my two questions I've done so far, I can mouse over them and I get this little crosshair cursor. If I click on that question when that crosshair is showing, I can move it. So that's good to know if you want to rearrange things. Also, when I mouse over, I get an edit option, a duplicate, or a delete option, and that's on questions that are already done. I want to do one more question and I want to show you how this can work on the other end as well. I'm going to do this one so it's sort of a long answer. If I can spell. Okay, notice we have a bigger box for this longer question. I'm going to require that one and I'll click done. So for our lesson today, I'm finished with my application. Notice here at the bottom some options you want to be aware of. It automatically is going to show a link to submit another response. You can also select this option so that as soon as a person enters the form, they can see the results of the rest of the questions. And you can also allow them to go back and change their original submission. I'm going to just leave it as it is for now. And of course, now I need to think about how I'm going to get my form to my people. Lots of different options. I can of course click here at the bottom of the form to send form, or in the top right corner. Either one opens the same box. So here's my little box. If I just click once in this link to share box, everything is highlighted. From here, as it says on the screen, I can click Control C and it copies that link to my clipboard. From here, I can put it in an email. I could put it on my Google Plus page, on a Facebook page, a Twitter page, Edmodo, Moodle, wherever. Anywhere you can place a link, you can have this link here to do that. If you're familiar with embedding, the difference between embedding and a link is a string of text that you click and it takes you to the form. The embed option places the actual form wherever you like, and you can embed in Moodle and Edmodo. Most of the places that we deal with, these learning management systems, will allow you to embed. You can embed on your teacher webpage even. If you ever have questions about embedding, just give me a call. I'll be glad to step you through it. You can also share via Google Plus, Facebook, Twitter. One of my favorite ways to share a form, and this is the way I usually do it, is just to send it via email. You notice when you click this option, it automatically is going to include the form in the email. It will be embedded in the email. So very simple. Nobody has to go anywhere else to deal with the form. They open the email, they fill it out right there. So you can, as you can see, fill out your email addresses as you wish. You get an option to include a custom message even. So lots of different ways to share your form, but you are going to have to figure out how you want to get it out to your people. Okay, so now we've been looking at the editing side of the form. Let's look at what the actual respondents will see. So up here, this little tan band at the top of the page, very important, lots of good information. This View Live Form, when I click it, it's going to open another tab where I can actually fill out the form and see it as respondents will see it. And here it is. So I'm going to go ahead and put in some fake stuff here, so we can see how the answers are going to work. The thing with a Google form, you create your form and Google automatically creates a spreadsheet which will hold all your answers. So that's good to know. I'm going to put a big long thing here. And I'll show you how that works and how we can deal with these long responses, because especially on a club application you may have some of those. Okay, whatever. It's my face. Okay, and submit. Now, I'll get this option to submit another. I'm going to take advantage because I want to put in 2 or 3 answers so you can see, maybe it'll open this, so you can see a variety of things. Okay, we'll do this real quick. Barney's favorite's going to be purple too because he's purple. Okay, and then let's not forget Fred. Fred's one of my favorite students from way back. Fred's going to go red, and Fred's sort of grumpy. Okay, so we have 3 responses. I'm going to close out this tab and we'll go back to our original editing page, and notice now up here in our little menu we have a responses tab, and look, there's a 3. Reckon what that means? Yeah, it means 3 people have filled it out. So I love that you can come right back to this form editing page and see at a glance that you have people answering, how many people. If you're expecting a certain number, you can quickly check and get those answers. Now, this is a nice place just to look, but we can click on this menu item and get some other very useful tools. This top one, if you have a hard deadline for your application, by clicking here to accepting responses, it will change it to not accepting responses. So it just turns it off. And if that's what you want to do, it's just as easy as clicking right here. But this is the one I want to show you, the summary of responses. When you click this, it opens this lovely analytical page. And a lot of people love to do these things with a spreadsheet, but you don't have to when you use Google Forms. They do it for you. So here are my text answers all lined up nice and pretty. And here's a pie chart for that multiple choice question. So I see analytics, a percentage of people that answered for each answer. Very nice. And then, of course, here are my longer questions. I see my number of daily responses. Amazing, they all happened today. So I'm going to close that. Just know that that's there under responses, summary of responses. You do not have to do all the tricks on your spreadsheet that you would normally do to see that kind of information. Okay, back to our little tan band. I want now to look at the actual responses, and that's going to take us to a spreadsheet. So, view responses. The spreadsheet will have the same name as the form with the word responses in parentheses, and you'll see those in your Google Drive, and you'll hopefully remember which is which. So here we are looking at our spreadsheet. Here, the first thing I love is this timestamp column. It shows me the date and exact time that each person filled this out. I also get, of course, the little text and the multiple choice questions. But notice here, remember I made this big long diatribe about how much I love to eat, which is true. But notice how it stretched my cell out. This is all still the E cell, but it's way over here under J. If that bugs you, and it would be if you have a bunch of these type responses, you're going to wind up doing a lot of horizontal scrolling, which might drive you crazy. So here's a quick fix for that. Highlight the entire column where the original question is, click format, and look, by highlighting I just clicked once. Okay, I can click out. Let me see, just one click is all it takes to highlight. So I highlight the column, go to format, text wrapping, and instead of overflow, let's click wrap and watch how it happens. Isn't it nice? So now everything's lined up nicely. You don't have a lot of stretched out stuff, and you can sort of keep things in line easier. It's easier for you to peruse the different responses. So just a little trick: format, text wrapping, wrap. Of course, you have to highlight the column first. And as with any spreadsheet, you can sort, you can filter, you can do anything with these answers that you would do with any spreadsheets. Very handy, lots of nice tools. So that's how you can use a Google form as a club application and not have to shuffle all those papers and keep up with all of that stuff. If I can help you create a form or with any kind of tech problem you may have, please don't hesitate to contact me, carol.pace@lcschools.org, and I look forward to working with you.